Welcome back to Insider Weekly. We're going to look ahead this weekend coming up, guys. Football at home. The Grizz are into, they ranked 8th in the country?
I believe that's right.
That 7th in some polls. I mean, there's multiple polls. So 8-7 right in there. Yeah.
That makes for a tough situation there, for sure, doesn't it? I don't know what is there similarities between Montana State?
Montana might be a little more traditional offensively. They're going to play a little better defense, I think, than Montana State. I think right now, statistically, UND is the second, statistically speaking, second best defense in the Big Sky. Montana's number 1. So I think that's kind of what's been separating them. You know, I think the only game that I've watched extensively was the North Dakota State game, and they did a nice job of kind of bending but not breaking defense and stuck around in that game for a while. They had no problem with Northern Colorado last week.
And Jordan Johnson, their quarterback, is certainly, one of the top quarterbacks in the conference and maybe even in the nation. And he's got some good perimeter weapons that he can use that he's utilized for a couple of years. I think Henderson's one of them. And he's also got like a running back in Canada and maybe a couple
Trayvon Van.
Yeah, Trayvon Van. So this is a well-rounded Montana Grizz team. And I think we saw it last year here at the Alaris Center. And certainly they should be as good, if not better. So the challenge for North Dakota is a serious one, and it will be. I think it's a bigger challenge this week actually than the one last week. No offense to the Montana State fans out there, but I think it's a bigger one.
They got to be a little surly. How many years in a row have they been in here?
This is the third time in a row.
Time in a row. They got to be sick of coming here, I would think. Huh?
Well, maybe not the way. Well, the first game didn't go real well for them, but last year went well for them.
Two opposite games. The first time they came here was probably one of the best games in UND's Division I era.
Right.
Braden Hansen setting records, Greg Harden setting records. That was a wild game.
How much better did Joel Moberg mature from as the season has gone on? And that's going to be a key for him. I don't think there's any doubt, because they can't just keep slamming Kyle Nordberg into the line. He's going to have to move the ball a little bit. Huh?
I think if you look just individually at the fourth quarter, Joe has something he can build off of right there. Got to avoid that costly turnover, that pick six or that fumble. He's got to give his defense a little bit better a chance to stick in that game, because his defense is playing so well.
And he looks like a better quarterback when the run game gets going. The run game got going in the second half. He looks comfortable in play action and running that play action. But you got to have Kyle Nordberg go off for a 5-yard run, a 6-yard run. He can't just be getting 1 or 2. So it's kind of a combination.
Yeah, I don't think it's once those things kind of went hand in hand, the running game started to open up, and you got those 5-6 yard carries like you were talking about, then the passing game opens up a little bit, and you found that balance at what they're ultimately striving for.
They may get Chaga be back this week too, which would be good. Let's move on, and it's Hall of Fame. Roger Thomas inducted into the Hall of Fame. We could talk for a long time about Roger, but he's the guy who gave Bubba his first start as a coach too, so that's kind of nice to see that happen this weekend. The women's hockey team, as Coach Brian Adolski will talk to us about, has action with ECAC and with the Hockey East this weekend, Vermont and RPI, and those are significant games, right, Brad?
Yeah, for sure. RPI is a team that didn't have a very good record last year. A lot of those players are back. I'm sure they're going to try to build on that year.
That's either good or bad news?
It could be. Vermont's a team that could be a scary one for them. They've got a national team player in Amanda Pelkey, and she's put up a lot of points. So they'll have to be aware of her, slow her down, and they're going to be huge games. You have to win these games if you want to have a shot at the NCAA tournament at the end of the year, I think.
And we get our first look at the UND men's hockey team on Sunday evening against the University of Manitoba to become a regular opponent for UND on the exhibition side. And what do you expect to see there?
Well, I think they want to sort of pick up where they left off and get scoring from all over the lineup, maybe find some new combinations with Nick Schmaltz up front, who's going to play with him, and try to pick out which 6D are going to play in the lineup, because that's not going to be an easy decision. So I think the D will really be battling to earn a spot for the Bemidji State weekend.
Do you know what I see? And this is just a real quick addition, and maybe they're not a sponsor yet, but I see red pepper at the Ralph, and that's where I will be on Sunday night. So just if you're looking for me, I'll be in line. So
you'll be grinding.
Yes.
Grinding away.